Hello everyone, welcome to Gosport Railworks. My name is James, and today we are building a C-Class chassis. This is the Farish SECR C-Class, and yeah, it's a very nice and simple, well, 060 chassis to build. And yeah, compared to the 4F, it's only got the single chassis block. They're being in two parts, so no need to worry about all the the cogs on the inside, because, well, they're already in there. So it's pretty much 2, 4, 6 main bits and a bunch of screws. So that's pretty much it, really. I do have to stress that you do have to be very delicate with this part, since it's all attached. Yeah, you do have to be very delicate. But there's also a few things which you need to know. That is, some of the parts you can't get off the Bachmann store, the Bachmann spare store, because they not put it on there yet. So it's these bits. I will put a list up on at some point with all the bits and also their names and also the parts and all that lot. So you should know what bit to do, and yeah, you have to email them to get all these bits. Basically, damn, it's the front base plate screw, which is over here. The rear one, which is also the tender connection screw. The opposite end of the tender screw, and also the PCB screws. That's it, really. So anyway, tools you will need is a screwdriver with a very small screwdriver, Phillips head, a tweezers just to help with small parts, soldering iron, which soldering iron. It is on at the moment, and solder, obviously, because we will need to solder some parts. Basically, you need to connect the the Loco pickup wires to the PCB, and then solder the PCB to the tender. So yes, I'll do that after I've got the annoying bit out of the way. So let's start with the motor. It has pretty much all in one piece, and we have to fit it with the worm gear facing to the rear. And to do this, you need to be, first of all, I said, very careful. Right, it has got some little lugs down here, up here. These need to be actually facing towards the bottom of where you need to put it in. So tilt them down just so that it's going to line up with these two lug holes here and here. And also we need to spin this other piece just to fit up with these two lug holes there. So basically put the front part in first, and get the back part arranged carefully. I need a little bit of force to get it in. So I have got it lined up properly. Yes. And just make sure that it is linked up. There we go. Then I should probably put the wheels on first, but never mind. I suppose. So let's pop that there. Then we put the little cover on. It has got screw with. And screws just come out. There we go. Put it in there. And that is the motor all linked up. And yeah, then I'm going to carefully flip it over. Actually, I'm going to quickly test it. I have got a blank decoder in here, so I can test things out. Yep, that works. So just carefully flip it over. I'm just going to use the solder just to hold it in place. We just need to put the wheels in. You do need to get, this is where the tweezers come in handy, so you can get the bearings in properly. So just carefully pop that in. You do need to put the sprocket, that's the word which I've got earlier, at the rear, because that's where the other sprockets are. Let me just carefully make sure they're in. So in total, this probably costs you about just over, well, include postage, it's just under £100. But it's useful because it doesn't have that piece of where the well, I don't know where it is, but basically on the 4F chassis there is a bit which you need to grind off if you got locos which don't have a little firebox. I think that's in right. That's very fiddly. They look alright to me. Right. And you need to make sure it's facing right around, and the reason why you can tell is the pickups for the base plate is at front, and that's where the little PCB is there, so that's how you can line it up. Just carefully pop that in. Alright. Let's go get some of the screws. Let me just move that over here. I'm going to get the middle two first, so that's just one, please. Here we go. One, and there is two. That's luckily all we need to make sure that it all does run. Again, always good to make sure it all runs. Yep, I'm happy with that. Right. Now, if you're making my SER1 class, this is basically as much as you need, and you can pretty much finish now. And then go see that video to see how I finished that off. This is where you need to put in the tender drawbar. Unfortunately, you do need the body to the C class to actually screw these in. I have got a little workaround for that. Basically using some putty just to keep it all locked in together. I'm just going to pop them there. Get the putty all mixed up. This is 2-part epoxy. Don't need that much, only a little bit. But this is just to keep the screws in. I also need a little bit on the actual tender itself. And just a little bit there. Be carefully out of the way. I'll get the rear one first. There's a blob on there. So it's not going to get in the way of the wheels. And since it's only a small amount, it should harden quite quickly. Pop you there. And where's the other screw? It's right at the front. So split it into 3 bits. Well, 2 bits because I already used 1 bit. and it's right by there. Right, there we go. And this is where you can add in this little bit of detail. It's there's some hanging down bits. I can't remember what they're called, but yeah, it's mostly just some detail. So just pop that in there. Maybe use the epoxy just to help hold it down. I won't have to get the glue out. Fan it down because I may need that space later. But there we go. Right, that is main bit done. Now to just PCB over there. Once again, I guess you do need it upside down again. Let's probably use a bit of track because that's a bit more in the right shape. Pop you there. Right, you can tell which one the tender screw is as it has a larger head on it, just to make sure it all stays in. And my light's playing up again. Don't know why, as it's a new light, but what do you get for buying cheap light bulbs? Oh. Let's see how made to use this again. There we go. Easier to do it the other way around, but oh well. You stay in place. There we go. And quickly put a blob of putty into that hole. Or should I put the putty in the hole first? I probably should put the putty in the hole first. So put the putty in that hole. There we go. Right. I'm never falling out with you in a moment. Make sure the putty is all in the hole. Yeah. Now, be good and stay like that. Carefully untangle that. There we go. Right, and this is where we need the soldering iron. You put that over there. We've only got a few screws left, and they're all for the tender. So we're going to need to turn the PCB upside down, and you're going to need to solder in the loco pickup. So there's a little bit of solder on there. But it does give you a little helpful hint. R for right, L for left. So tinned. Let me turn that down. I need some to keep them wires out my way. There we go. I really don't like soldering. This is what I want to do in 3D printing. So do enough now. Just need to get the right one, which is that one. So you do need to do a little bit of crossing over. And since it's small, there we go. And then the exact same with the other one. Or being very careful with the other wires. Do this for you there. Maybe off some good gunk. Okay, and try to tin the wire. Yes, as I was saying, yeah, the good thing about the C class is that it doesn't have the boxy structure where the firebox is. So you can put it into earlier locos which don't have that. Right. Right, and that should actually, that doesn't mean we can try to take firebox, not the firebox, the loco out yet. We still need to attach the tender wires. Actually means we could at least test out the loco part. So always good to test out things. All the wires out of my way. Come on. Yeah. There we go. Better when it's not all tangled up. Also doesn't help that I've used that for weathering practice. So let me just do... You don't want to connect up the loco wires there. You could just wire them straight into the tender. Come on. I need to use a little bit of flux. What can I use for putting that on? That'll do. There we go, and let's see if that works out. And move the box out my way. There we go. Right, and now we just need to wire this onto there. Do that crud, which I can keep. On. Put it that way around. There. That's all wired up. And now we can use the last of the screws. Thanks for that. Yes, it does. We're all connected. I'm also going to unplug the soldering iron. Unplugged. There we go. Let's put the wires into a nice place. This is for the speaker at the back. We can pretty much just screw that down. And luckily that cup didn't have anything in. So you can go in there. Typically you would wrap this wire underneath and it goes up through the hole there, but I'm being lazy. This is going to be for another kit model anyway, so one in, well, just that in. That's that done. For some reason I've got a screw left over, but never mind. Probably not important. Actually, I think I just bought too many screws. Right, and I do want to do some cable management. Some just black electrical tape will do. Actually, again, first important thing, test it. Right, where is that? There is that. Ooh. Come on. Let's test a bit more directly. There we go. I think I know what the problem is. I'm not these about it. Should help. Right. That one definitely works. I need one tend to pick up. Anyway, I'll just double check all these work and I'll be back in a moment. Right, here we are, the chassis now on the layout. I worked out what the problem was. You know let me just zoom in. You know these two wires towards the loco? Yeah, I had them wrong way around. So yeah, do make sure you do put them in the right way around. But it's not that much of a problem. You just basically unsolder them and swap them around, and probably best not to have a proper decoder in at the time. But yeah, turned out alright. Have got my battery box all connected up just so I can test it without having to sort out that thing. So yeah, here we go. It's a bit iffy on the points. I think that's due to some points I've done, most likely. Other than that, it's still a good runner. Also, one thing to mention is the front coupling you do need to glue to the axle chassis, because since it's got nothing to really hold it in anymore, yeah, you do need to glue that in just a little bit. But otherwise, yeah, it's a good alternative to sort that out. It's a good alternative to the 4F chassis, and I will be using this. Well, you probably already seen the video where I used this, but yeah, I'll be using this for my C2X class, which I hope to build. Well, I should have built already. It's a problem with recording at different times, but yeah, I'm quite happy with how it turned out, and yeah, do let me know in the comments of what you think about it. This is a slight bit cheaper than the 4F, but it's a bit more fiddly for soldering, so do let me know. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video, hope you found it useful. If you do like it, feel free to like, comment and subscribe, and if you didn't like it, I hope you enjoy your day anyway. Anyway, I'm going to send this off in its way, and I hope to see you again next time, so take care now, bye bye. There we go.